Hey everybody, Sean here. Thank you all for downloading. Thank you all for listening. You know how much we appreciate that. Before the show starts, I just wanted to say that we have opened up a Patreon page. That is patreon.com/IHateHorror, just like most of our social media. But what Patreon does is it allows you guys to donate to us to help keep the show running. We've gotten pretty bigger than we ever thought, and it's been amazing, and we really love all the support you guys have given us. Honestly, I can't thank you enough. It's crazy. I know we bring it up so often, but it's just nuts. It's nuts. We love you all so much, and it's nuts. So what we're doing is we have a program. It's on patreon.com. Obviously, you don't have to do it. The show will always be free for everybody. But what Patreon does, you guys donate, and in return, we give you fun stuff. So there's different brackets, and we're not going to do the thing that everyone else does, which is, a $50 bracket or whatever. And it's by month. So if you pledge $2 or more, we'll send you a sticker, and you get an on-air thank you. If you do $5 or more, that's how you have access to our Patreon page. So bonus content, outtakes, and eventually, and maybe, I don't want to promise anything. Hopefully at least once a month, we'll give you guys a bonus episode if you do the $5 a month. And then the $10 a month tier, if you will. And then the $10 a month tier, I wanted to do something a little different, a little special. So what we're going to do is do Google Hangout type things. Once a month at least. We'll try to do more. You'll have access to a Google Hangout, I don't know, where we all sit around and watch a movie together or whatever, if that tickles your fancy. And of course, when we do that, you'll also have access to all the other tiers below that. And with that final tier, I also wanted to say that we will probably start doing some live shows that you'll only be able to access from that bracket. Live, like video shows. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. It's going to happen, though. Don't worry. So we didn't want to go crazy. We didn't want to promise things we couldn't. So we think this is fair. And donate whatever you want. We don't care. Any amount is appreciated. But we thought these were fair for what you were getting. So yeah, so enjoy. And again, that's patreon.com/IHateHorror. And on to the show, which you will listen to and then be like, I will give you nothing. All right. Thanks, guys. I was watching, I'll tell you guys after.
Cool story, bro. Damn.
I'm the fucking host of this show.
Damn, dude.
Do not embarrass me. I embarrass myself every week, without a doubt. Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Horror Show, the show that dissects, mutilates, dismembers, and butchers all of your favorite, and this is my favorite, horror movie and other horror-related events.
This is my not-so-favorite. I just interrupted you.
I'm your host, Sean.
I'm Joe. I'm Paul.
You're still here, Paul?
Yeah, sorry.
We dusted Paul off one more time before he has to go back in his castle freak cell. And before we sew up
I do have a butthole.
No, we're sewing it up. It's going up.
Oh, God.
Sorry, Paul. It's tonight, too. St. Patrick's Day, nonetheless. We are sewing that thing up and probably chopping off your dick.
Oh, if you hear a wild animal, Paul decided to wind my cat up So now it's running around the house.
I heard that was actually a little Rumpelstiltskin.
It might be Rumpelstiltskin, which we're talking about this week.
Yeah.
One of my favorites from my childhood. It is not my favorite anymore. But I'll never be like, I don't think I could say I hate it.
Oh, don't worry. I could say it.
Well,
oh my God.
November 24th, 1995, $3 million budget. That is huge. Huge. Huge, huge, huge. Do you know what it grossed?
Not that.
306,000.
Good.
Oh my God.
It was only in 54 theaters, which theater count, I always have trouble with that because to me, 54 theaters seems like a lot. I don't know, but I guess it's not.
Wait.
Consider the United States.
Slightly more than one per state. Seems like a lot.
Because I don't know. Well, what is a lot of theaters?
Like 1 million?
A lot more than one per state. Maybe 3 per state.
There's 3 like in my neighborhood.
And none of them had Rumpelstiltskin, I'm sure.
No, I'm sure.
I was introduced to it through TV. I didn't. I don't ever remember it being even a thing. I think I taped this off of HBO. This movie stars Max Grodenchik, best known for starring in the 1995 hit Rumpelstiltskin.
He was also in Barton Fink, apparently.
He was in Barton Fink, small
Yep.
role, and he was on Deep Space Nine,
Yep.
39 eps as Rom.
Good old Rom.
I looked this guy up, and unfortunately, kind of just looks like Rumpelstiltskin.
I was shocked when I saw that as well.
Yeah, I
was like, fuck.
Yeah, it was bad. Like, don't make fun of Rumpelstiltskin's looks because you are directly.
Well, I'm going to because he looks fucking stupid.
Well, this guy looks because
I'm looking at what's his name?
Joe. It's his face. Well, it's like Max Grodenchik. There's a fucking
Spell that for me.
tilde over the E. Just search the IMDb. But this guy looks. Rumpelstiltskin had no prosthetics on him except for like the scars and stuff.
You'll know him from his Deep Space Nine, and he looks just like it.
Like his normal face looks. Joe's.
I'm not making it. Wait, hold on.
No comment.
Something wrong with this guy.
He's from Brooklyn, isn't he?
Oh, is that why he decided to talk like a fucking who's he talking like in this?
Marlon Brando?
Marlon Brando the entire movie. Well,
I did not put that together.
dude, how could you not? His voice changes every fucking scene. Sometimes he's like, "Hey, what's the problem?" And you're like, "Whoa, that's weird." And then other times he's like, "Hello, I'm Rumpelstiltskin," and you're like,
Dude,
"Oh," and then,
that's pretty good.
and then he goes back to like, "Hey, I'm Rumpelstiltskin." You're like, "What the fuck?"
He got a broom shoved in his throat. What do you expect him to do?
In the beginning, it takes place
1400s somewhere in Europe.
Somewhere in Europe. They couldn't even.
Wait, hold on. By the way, did you watch this on YouTube or Amazon Prime?
I watched it on YouTube.
I started on YouTube and I was like, the fonts are all blurry. So I pulled it up on Amazon Prime and the fonts were still blurry.
Sounds like you got.
And I was like, did you fucking film this?
I think you got data issues, bro.
No, it was streaming just fine.
Well, so it takes place somewhere in Europe, and they couldn't even pick a country. But
which is better than Leprechaun. At least it's in the 1400s, not 1983.
Oh yeah, good point.
I do agree with that. But in the 1400s, when you hear Rumpelstiltskin talking, he's talking like it's modern times. And then when he goes to modern times, he's like, "Oh, will you thou take a gander at my frock?"
Oh my god, it's so funny. All right, real quick before we get into it, I want to talk about something that was weird. So it's directed by Max Jones, who wrote and directed Leprechaun.
Mark Jones.
Mark Jones. No, Max Jones.
I thought it was Mark.
Fuck it. Jones.
Jones.
M. Jones.
M. Jones. Who?
He wrote and directed Leprechaun 1. So this is his... He didn't do any of the other Leprechauns.
He wrote Leprechaun 2.
No. He's credited as a writer because of the characters.
Oh, I thought he actually wrote 2.
No. And then, so in this one, he writes this one. He's writing Rumpelstiltskin and directing it. but he brings on another writer, Joe Ruby.
It is Mark, by the way.
Okay, Mark. Why would I do Max? Whatever. So he brings on Joe Ruby. This is the only movie Joe Ruby ever writes. Only film, live action film. This is the guy that created Scooby-Doo. Joe Ruby.
What?
He created Scooby-Doo with his partner.
Hello.
Yeah.
Wait,
And
Hanna-Barbera didn't?
Hanna-Barbera hired him and his partner to come up with a mystery style TV show.
Really?
He wrote all the Scooby-Doos. He wrote tons of Hanna-Barbera cartoons since like the 60s, 70s, 80s. He did all of that shit. So like a really well-renowned guy. And then he makes this Rumpelstiltskin randomly in 95. But the question is, why does Mark Jones pull in a guy? You're making an R-rated horror film. Why would you bring in a guy that makes kids cartoons to write it?
Good question.
And I talked about it on our Facebook page a little bit because Leprechaun always like captured my imagination as a kid. And it's kind of like when we talked about Child's Play where like everyone on the playground knew Chucky.
Right.
They didn't watch Chucky or anything.
Yeah.
And Leprechaun was kind of the same where everyone knew Leprechaun and it was probably because it was childlike, but weird enough so it captured your imagination. Kids that didn't watch Leprechaun knew what Leprechaun was. So I'm wondering if they were like, if this guy, Mark Jones, like realized that and was like almost like a cigarette company's being like, hey kids, cigarettes are fun and cool. Like he was like, let's just direct this at children, but make it an R-rated horror movie. Like bring on a guy that wrote Scooby-Doo. Like why would you ever consider that?
Yeah,
Writing a horror movie. And that's all he did, cartoons. All he did.
That's bizarre. I don't know.
So just an interesting thing. Best part of this is Kevin Yeager, who did all the special effects, and he's done Nightmares 2 through 4, Final Chapter, Demon Knight, bunch of stuff. I think he's worked on Chucky, yeah. So they brought in some stuff, and the special effects are okay in this. I mean, they're good, but they definitely skimped out. You could tell where they were like, "We want to do this big," and then they were like, "We've run out of money. Could you please help us make this look just not shitty?" But yeah, somewhere in Europe, 1400s.
I thought this was a fairly strong opening scene.
Well, maybe, but like, why not? Were countries so appalled by this movie, they were like, no, take our country name off of that. Like, do you think it said Germany 1400s? And they were like, nope. They screened it.
That's what like, Germany doesn't want to be associated with.
They're like, anything but this. So yeah, it's really weird. But somewhere in Europe. Why? And it's like a German folk lore. Like it's where it developed.
Is he German? Rumpelstiltskin?
Yeah, it's originally from Germany. But why? Why not just say that?
Right. Or any country.
Nobody wants to be associated with this.
No.
Well, he's being chased
around. He's holding a baby. And just whispering, man. Like, why is he talking so quietly? It's really, I really hate it.
I just want the baby.
Dude, like, that's what it is. It's like all these people with pitchforks and shit. They're like, "Argh!" Yeah. And then it's just like, you just hear him be like, my baby. What? You promised. You made a promise. This is my baby.
I'm reliving this nightmare. It's exactly what it sounds like.
Oh my
Maybe
God.
this wasn't a strong opening scene.
And for being a disgusting creep, he just has the voice of like a normal man.
He's so soft-spoken.
He's so disfigured, and yet he's just like, oh, hey. I'm so
I hate his voice so much.
It's so terrible.
I
liked
it. No, I
come
hate
on,
it.
man.
And the people have him surrounded, and they're about to attack him. And he puts the
What does he say?
Come, bring the pig.
Come bring the pig.
Bring the baby.
It's so stupid. It is the dumbest shit.
So
and they start hitting him with sticks.
Yeah, so he puts the baby down. He throws the pixie dust on it.
Dude, there's so much shit being thrown
then,
all over.
There was like one line where he said he wanted gold.
He did.
And I was like, motherfucking Mark Jones just took the Leprechaun script and you're fucking doing this again?
Gold.
Well, yeah. Is this guy gonna miss 1 shilling?
The gold shilling's the baby. This guy could probably go find a baby anywhere.
Yeah, fucking wooden statues again.
Yeah.
It might be the same script.
And they also reused the same eye rip out prop
Rips
from
the guy's
Leprechaun.
eyeballs out.
It's the
And
same.
the eyeball's still moving around. Like, That's impossible.
Joe, that's your problem, you idiot.
And then even more disgusting is they try to have Rumpelstiltskin eat the eye, but clearly that prosthetic.
What was he doing with it?
Clearly they were like, don't put that prosthetic in your mouth, because he just like kind of puts it up to his lips and like nibbles with his teeth like a rat, and then it's just like, and it's like,
Oh wow, he's holding the guy up by his throat.
He's so strong.
he's so strong. Yeah, so ridiculous.
Who'd win in a lifting up person fight? Him or that guy from Silent Night, Deadly Night?
Dude, Silent Night, Deadly Night. Dude, that guy was just lifting people up and like doing chores with the other hands. Just carrying like grown 300-pound men with one hand.
Yeah, but Rump's smaller.
Got a stronger lower center of gravity.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
A random witch shows up and starts throwing sand at him. Banishes him to 100 years.
1,000 years.
1,000 years, and says,
so much sand on him.
so much sand. I heard that guy's
And then they torch him while he's getting sand thrown in his eyes and like, can't defend himself. Torch him.
My worst nightmare. Sand thrown in my hair.
And while they're screaming your name over and over. Rumpelstiltskin.
He ignites so fast.
Dude, so fast.
He must have been rolling around in gasoline.
I think that was a botched job on the special effects department. That was like one where it's like, don't worry,
that
like,
stuntman got torched.
we light you up, it'll go up, it'll be fine, and it just like goes up, and you just like, the actor's like totally gets nervous when the stunt guy's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
oh shit.
At this point, just let him burn.
Yeah.
And then while he's on fire, they're just throwing more shit on him.
More pixie
man.
dust.
They say the only thing that can break the curse is a wish, a child, and heartfelt tears.
So
Whatever the fuck,
complicated.
man.
So fucking complicated. When I heard that, I was like, oh, this movie's not going to be good. Because I was like, this is so convoluted. I was like, tears? Like, what the fuck are we talking about here?
It turns into a piece of shit rock.
Yeah.
Just
like Leprechaun.
Yeah, it's the ugliest rock.
And it's like, yeah, fuck
Yeah,
it.
let's
Let's just
hard
throw him in
shit.
the ocean.
Rock egg. We cut to LA present day, and it's LA present day because a terrible rap song is playing.
No, you take that back. It's fucking
Yeah.
Kumo D.
Dude busts out the flip phone. Gigantic flip phone.
It's just
So 90s.
and like they only played rap music to make you be like, you're in the hood.
Yeah.
Because then we're in a cop car and it's a
that's how
black
you know
cop
you're in
playing
LA.
it, and the guy's like, you like this stuff? like it's, oh my god.
Name your kid Thorn.
Yeah, they're having a conversation about boys' names that are flowers.
Right. The cop, the one of the cops is having a child, so you already know where this is going. But not. It takes a crazy turn. But he's got a kid, and he calls his wife.
Okay, so he calls his wife, and they're having they're having the conversation, and it's showing you their conversation. And then it cuts to like a camera that's far away, and you can't hear anything. It's just showing him on the phone, but you can't hear his conversation.
That was really funny.
It keeps doing that.
It sits on that screen for like 10 seconds.
And then it goes back and it shows him talking.
Yeah,
again.
and it's
Like,
almost like you missed a few
you
sentences.
did. And then it goes back again. You can't hear anything. You're like, why are you
Probably
doing
like
this?
Taxi Driver.
Yeah. It's so weird. But he's talking to his wife, but he starts seeing a carjacking with a woman who's in her car with her baby.
Sean, the guy that robs him is like from me to you away from the cop.
In broad daylight.
It's such a bad idea for
Why
this
would
guy
you-
to do that right there.
And then the guy doesn't even leave with the car, so why does it matter? Like, it wasn't like
Yeah.
it was that important.
I have so many problems with this scene. First of all, why would anyone rob the car?
This
The
is like
cop
my
car's
favorite
there.
scene in the movie.
And are you
This
what?
is your favorite scene?
Sean,
Actually, it might be
why
the
would
best
why
scene.
would anyone rob a car like that? There's a cop car there. The cop's standing right there on the phone. Second of all, it goes into slow mo, and that slow mo is the slowest slow mo I've ever seen in my life.
And it's slow-mo for so long.
And this cop is getting shot
In the weirdest spots.
in the
His
weirdest
partner
and his
never
partner-
does,
his partner's
partner
sitting
never
in the
does
car
anything.
No, his partner's in the
It doesn't
store.
even show the partner. The partner went in the store?
Yeah.
When? I thought he was sitting in the cop car.
I thought he was sitting in the car too.
No. He goes into the store. He hands him the phone and goes into the store. They're stopped at a store, a convenience store at the corner. And his partner's inside. However, you think the partner would be out there in a split second.
Yeah,
as soon
so
as he
many
has
shots are
gun
fired.
Because
fire.
he's been yelling stop for like 6 minutes.
Or
And how slow it was
about
taking them to
14
get shot.
bullets were shot.
Or when he hears a criminal outside screaming, "Get out of the car! Get out of the fucking car!" You think he'd come out of the deli and be like, "Hey, I might want to check that out." That sounds really close to us. None of that happens. The cop gets shot, but not before he pulls off one shot to the dome.
Headshot.
Dude, that headshot was sweet.
That was my favorite scene in the movie.
Headshot was sweet.
Just a total headshot. Classic. But the cop is essentially a hero because he saved the baby. But the baby was in the front seat of the car, so that baby was likely to die anyway. People, don't put your babies in the front seat.
And that's, I think, why the cop didn't fire first.
Yes.
After the guy. Because he saw the kid and he was like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to take a bullet.
Yeah.
And he took one in the leg, in like the shin, in the
like
side
the hip,
of the body, and
like the
so
chest.
weird. Such random spots. And I think that was supposed to be like, for us to be like, maybe he'll live. Because in the next scene, his wife's at the hospital and she's like, is he going to make it? And
Yeah, by the way,
a doctor just comes through the door and is like, he's dead.
You know what I loved about this movie, though? All of that happened before the actual opening credits ended.
Dude, I have that too. It was 11 minutes
because
and then all of a sudden it said directed by Mark Jones.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
All this shit happened. We got backstory. We got some folklore. We got this shootout in LA. And you don't get that much action in the entire Leprechaun movie.
Yeah. So this poor woman has been abandoned. She's going to have a baby by herself. And she does have a baby by herself.
Yep.
She's kind of raising it with her buddy who is
an idiot.
So fucking annoying.
Fucking idiot.
And meanwhile, did you see what the wife was watching on TV?
Yeah, it was Max's show.
Yeah. And
it opens with the biggest rape joke I've ever heard.
Rape jokes.
Wait,
He says,
he's like saying, like,
which one of you topless dancers was the first to lose their virginity? I guess it was the slowest runner. I was like, holy shit.
I was flabbergasted.
I couldn't believe it.
So terrible.
So
and what's funny was,
I was like, what channel is this on?
Yeah, what channel would that be on?
None. I mean, I know it. Whatever. I'm not going to get into.
And the idiot friend comes in and she's like, what's Mel Gibson doing in this high chair? Shut up, lady.
That kid looked nothing
and
like
she goes,
she
goes, let's go antique shopping. Okay.
Yeah, so let's go to the biggest hole in the wall dump.
So they go antique shopping, they walk in, and there's a skeleton right when you walk in, and everything's covered in cobwebs.
I'm pretty sure they walked in the shop from Gremlins.
They did. And it's the creepiest place in the world.
And the lady goes, we're closed. We're always closed.
Yeah, that
why
are you running a fucking shop that's open?
Why are people able to walk into it?
Also, the worst jump scare ever, the Charlie McCarthy doll that just kind of falls over.
Oh, man.
And you're just like, wait, why did that? Yeah. Was that supposed to scare me?
I have to admit to you guys, I did jump at one scene.
Rumpelstiltskin. Joe, shut the fuck up.
What scene?
I don't remember. It was where his like stupid face came out of nowhere.
In the closet? Was it in the closet?
It was not the closet.
The closet scene was
so fucking funny.
It was so bad. It was the worst. It was the worst. What do you
I have
call
so
those
much
scenes?
to say about that.
What do you call those scenes?
By the way,
stupid.
Dude, his eyes. He looked like Igor in that scene as well.
Yeah,
he was like, like, holy shit! Why is he making that face?
All right, well let's get to him even coming here. Yeah, so the woman running the shop, she says, "We're closed. We're always closed." Oh, what a cute baby! Coochie 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 coo. What do you want?
What do you want?
What the fuck? They find the rump egg.
I guess you could call her Rumpelstiltskin. Whatever. Pass.
They find the rump egg. What an interesting carving. Yeah, but look at that face. Kind of creepy, huh? Kind of creepy. It's
distorted.
It's an imp curled into a ball with a soul trapped inside of it. Yeah, it's
disgusting.
Fucking creepy. It's fucking disgusting. It's awful. What do you mean, kind of creepy?
This shopkeep needs to make up her mind. By the way,
are they open or closed?
No, she's like, you don't want that.
And they buy it.
Yeah. No, she's like, yeah, I want it. And she's like, okay.
Yeah, and they find out that they find out that it also is supposed to. You're supposed to be able to make wishes on it.
The exact quote was, "It's supposed to grant your wishes," and then the idiot friend goes, "Oh, so you make a wish and it comes true?" Yeah, that's what she just fucking said.
She over-explains so much in this, and she does it in another scene, and I didn't write it down because I was like, "Yeah, we won't talk about it," but of course now we are. She over-explains the shit out of everything. There's something just like that where it's like, The woman's like, I gotta go. And the woman's like, so you're gonna drive away? It's like, yeah.
That's what she just fucking
That's what
said.
she
You're
just
gonna
said.
fucking teleport, lady.
It's so weird. But yeah. So woman takes the egg home. She's crying over her dead husband.
Yeah.
And
the friend wishes for an exotic male dancer.
and you know what? This is when this movie loses me because it's just like
That woman was unbearable.
you're trying so hard. You're just trying way too hard to make this like emotional. She's just standing there crying in the sunlight. She's like, well, you're never gonna let your teach your baby to ride a bike. She lists like 8 things. We understand he's dead. You can just
say he's dead.
Just cry the tears on the egg. They make sure to. That's the problem with this. Actually, they verbalize everything. Every character, no matter if they're alone or with people, they have to tell everyone what they're doing. Rumpelstiltskin
he narrates himself the entire
time. He'll just be running down the street. He's like, I gotta get the baby. Dude, I gotta get the baby.
Dude, he narrates.
I smell little Joey.
He narrates all night when he's driving the truck, by the way. I just want to point that out. It goes from nighttime to the next day, and it cuts to him, and he's still fucking wisecracking by himself.
I know. But also, the baby's name is John Stewart.
Yeah, I know.
Did you catch
Johnny.
it? Johnny Stewart. So she cries on the egg, and this was actually pretty cool. The face starts like contorting, like when it starts coming to life. That was pretty cool. Special effect. No,
That wasn't that cool. I mean, I saw it happen. It was not that
Yikes.
cool.
Well,
Yikes.
she's lying in bed, and her dead husband has come back,
Yeah.
just like she wished for.
What does she do?
Nail him?
Yeah.
There is a slow sex scene.
Fucks the shit out of her dead husband.
And you know how I feel about sex scenes. A lot of Frenching, a lot of hot Frenching, a lot of
Close-ups of feet rubbing on sheets.
Directed by Tarantino.
lot of sheep.
Just feet close-ups.
A lot of sheep feet.
Sheet feet.
A lot of interlocking fingers. Yeah. And then she wakes up and her husband is
Gone.
But she hears him in the shower.
Yeah.
And she gets up, a little bit of a flat butt. What's your takeaway on her butt?
I didn't have a takeaway. I was just whatever.
You're not a man. Husband is in the shower.
He goes, why don't you come on in?
Why don't you come on in? She opens the door. She opens the door, and Rumpelstiltskin's just standing there.
Dry as a bone, by the way.
And he says, care to... Wait, I don't know why I was about to give him credit for a voice like that. Care to join me, sweet... I can't do it. Care to... That's better. That's it. That's the voice. Oh god, it's so funny. Care to join me, sweet mate? It's so appalling. It's so appalling.
Stupid idiot Jimmy Stewart.
It's my favorite pickup line ever. Care to join me, sweet mate? And so gross that Rumpelstiltskin just saw you 100% naked. Like, that's like the most appalling thing in the whole movie.
Yeah, but wasn't Rumpelstiltskin also the husband?
He shapeshifted into her.
Yeah, he shapeshifted.
Yeah.
So he fucked her.
Yes.
Oh god, that's the worst. That's the worst.
I feel like Sean's beating
God.
on the bush here. Oh, he saw her naked. He fucked her.
She was raped. That's terrible. That's fucking awful.
It was,
Unless maybe that was like a no.
No, she says it happened. Remember? She's like, it was so real. I know I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, she does kick him right in the nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is the stupidest snarl I've ever heard.
It's so funny. It's so funny how long it's so funny how long this movie is them. It's like a road trip movie almost. It's just them chasing after each other. It's the weirdest thing. And
It's just dual.
yeah, and so he gets the baby unless she can guess the name. He tells us. He says one thing. He goes, "Wrong name. Now I'll have my prize." What the fuck? Why are you hissing? He just talks like a total idiot.
She stabs him in the fucking head.
Grabs a knife, kitchen knife.
Stabs him in the head, and he goes, "Oh, sugar."
And also, she stabs him with the knife. She cuts off his fingers. None of these things faze him like in the slightest. Yeah. Then she breaks out a broom and starts hitting him with the broom.
On top of the head.
He's like, and it's the most in peril he's been.
Oh, it's because he's like allergic to straw. Remember?
Oh,
that is
was it
so
a wicker
dumb.
broom?
That is so dumb.
Brooms have straw.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it's an old
Some
school
of them have
broom.
plastic, you know.
Relax, Paul. Jeez.
Paul, that'd be ridiculous.
So the broom breaks.
Broom breaks, and she shoves the handle down his throat.
Right up in his mouth.
And shoves him in the closet.
He goes,
Can't kill what doesn't have a soul.
He goes, "Future is harsh on thy throat."
Future is harsh on the throat. And that's really when he brings in the Godfather.
I forgot about that.
And then he runs to the window.
And he fucking jumps through that thing.
Dude, so the woman makes it outside. She's got the baby. She gets to her car. The car won't
start.
The car won't start. But he looks out the window. The car is not running or driving. And he has already deciphered that.
I'm fucking jumping.
No, a carriage with no horses. And you're like, what the fuck? The car's not running. How would you know that? And then he just jumps out the window.
Lands right in the hood.
Like out of the third floor window on the hood of the car. But don't worry, if you kick him in the nuts, he's still like, oh
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? But jumping out a window is fine.
I hate his stupid face so much.
She runs him over and
They get away. The cops. She goes, tells the cops. They blame it on kids smoking PCP.
Yep.
oh my god. And she's like, no, it's like this demonic,
Yes.
satanic creature.
I thought I saw him smile.
Yeah,
she
after I
ran
ran
him
him
over.
I thought. And also, this is like a huge glaring loophole in this. That scene was at night. This is the next day, and then the folklore is at sunrise. If she has to hold the baby by sunrise in order to like break the curse, which that had already come and passed.
You're right.
So just an heads up. Unless it's like, 2 days. You have 2 days on the second day, which would be really dumb. Yeah. So she goes to stay with her friend. Oh, dude. She goes to a dinner party with her friends, her 2 friends. And she's like, I don't know what this creature was. And much like the Mangler, there's an expert. Just like the Mangler and the Mangle expert with the Mangle book.
She shows up. Oh, it's
her
good.
expert's like,
Rumpelstiltskin book.
Giant Rumpelstiltskin book. It's like 800,000 pages. And she's like, let me just see here. And flips to the right page. And it's like, Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah.
And just starts reciting a Rumpelstiltskin.
Oh, wait.
passage.
Somebody came for your baby? Had to be fucking Rumpelstiltskin. Obviously.
And you're right. She does right there. She says, I know. I made love to him.
Yup.
Fucking gross. At this point, I was like, I need to stop taking notes because this movie is just bananas. I was like writing
There's
down
a ton of
everything.
shit going on.
It's just nuts. But Rump is creeping around the house. And then this
At
is
the
the
idiot
best.
friend's house.
Dude, this is the best. Somehow gets into the house. Okay, let me just set this scene up, Paul. So the friend is like, let me get you some blankets. She goes to a armoire type of thing, opens the door, grabs the blankets, turns around, and it's like a horror trope where this thing will happen where you go somewhere, you do something, they turn around not realizing it, and like
It's like the face
you'll
in the
like
medicine
vaguely
cabinet.
see a face, or like Mike Myers will be behind the clothes and you can like only kind of see him. When she turns around, Rumpelstiltskin's face is just
Jetting out.
jetting out. It's in front of everything. You would never miss this.
Her head must have been touching her belly as she got those linen.
And his face is just still. And it's just like,
Stupid.
it's like frozen and it's just the biggest, stupidest smile. It's the most bizarre thing.
That was fucking great.
So
I mean, it didn't make sense, but it was really funny.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be scary is the problem.
It was so absurd.
Holy shit.
so Rump's face is in the closet. So Rump is in the closet.
Rump.
So the lady goes to take aspirin. She hears the baby cry. She goes back out. He's not in the crib. So you think Rumpelstiltskin has it. No, her friend's holding it. because the baby was crying, so she's holding it. Keep in mind, Rumpelstiltskin is in
the closet.
So
in the closet. I have the same
Rumpelstiltskin could have easily come out of the closet, but instead he just jumps through the fucking wall.
Rather than open the door, bust through the fucking wall. Right through it.
The flimsiest wall of all time.
Makes such a mess. So unnecessary.
Yeah, and he says, like, the most appalling line in the history of movies. I keep giving him way too much credit for his voice. Give me the goddamn baby. Make another one.
Yeah, mothers are all the same. Just make another one.
Just make another one. The mom and baby get away in the car again. Rumpelstiltskin also gets his hand torn off.
This is where Leprechaun 4 ripped it off, because his hand gets ripped off and it gives the finger.
And gives it the
Oh,
finger.
yeah, you're right. And he takes his arm and dumps it out.
It's full of maggots.
Well, they're actually mealworms. So
you know what? You're right. Because I saw, those don't look like maggots.
they're not maggots. Those are mealworms.
Nobody wanted to touch maggots.
They probably just didn't want to pay for maggots. They probably just left cereal out for Also, maybe Rumpelstiltskin is made out of cereal. It's where mealworms hang out.
Okay, moving on.
All right.
So then Chris Christopherson shows up on a motorcycle.
Yeah, that looked like him. Rump carjacks it.
Because he wants his steed.
Here I come, baby.
Yeah,
Here
your
I
steed, give it to me.
Here I come, baby Johnny. Uncle Rumple is
Uncle Rumple.
Uncle fucking Rumple.
Uncle Rumple is my favorite thing. I might change my Twitter handle to
Uncle Rumple.
And then he puts on the biker sunglasses.
And they're like
so stupid. Can we talk about the song that's playing?
Dude, if you can...
My kind of wild.
Which,
Nobody's ever been more off key than that guy.
Which, by the way, was totally a ripoff of Sympathy for the Devil. Like, they were like, we need a song that sounds like Sympathy for the Devil. Like, the beginning.
What? You think it sounds like Sympathy for the Devil?
At the beginning, or was that... No, that was maybe when he gets into the tractor trailer. One of the songs, they were like... I was like... This sounds like it's like just a straight ripoff of it. Like it was just like
because My Kind of World just starts to be like not thunder.
Oh yeah, no, that wasn't the same.
He just keeps rhyming thunder with thunder.
Rump just loves talking about himself so much, and then so he's chasing them. They've got such a huge head start on him though, but they take out a fire hydrant. And it's spilling water into the street. There's not that much water. But Rumpelstiltskin sees the water from so far ahead and just proceeds to go through the puddle and then just crashes.
Lays the bike right down.
He totally could have made that. That's fine. But then he just dies and just eats it. And then steals a truck.
Well, because the driver of the truck checks on him because he's wiped out.
Yeah.
He just cuts his head off.
It cuts his head off and puts the crooked ass glasses on him. And then
and smokes a cigar.
And steals his cigar and says, and this is when his accent changes. I was like, don't mind if I do. And you're like, what the fuck? Did you just turn into a mobster?
Just what I need, another bad habit.
And he goes, my kind of chariot, made in America.
a good
really
black,
from Europe.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
How the fuck does he
know.
know?
A good many blacksmiths it took to make this, imagine. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? You just drove a motorcycle successfully. I've been driving a vehicle we're supposed to think this thing has never seen a vehicle. And I've driven a motor vehicle for like 20 years. And no, not 20 years. What? Like 14 years. I've driven a motor vehicle for 14 years, and I would not know what to do on a motorcycle. Yeah. I would kill myself
working
in
the
2
clutch.
seconds. And then he gets into an 18-wheeler and starts driving that perfectly.
Give me a break.
And
Oh my God.
He's so tiny.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's the least of the issues, though.
It really is the least of the issues. The woman's car breaks down, and she gets picked up by our sexist host, Max, who continues to be so sexist and unlikable as he continues to just call her lady.
He is, dude. You were saying before, there needs to be a supercut of him saying lady, because he has to have said it 200 times.
Dude, it's every fucking sentence.
There is a scene where he's driving like a maniac. He's just going, lady!
It's like,
for no reason.
It's like one of those scenes where the camera's stationary and the car is like whizzing by and it's lady! just like disappears. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and like you were saying, this movie, it can't go 2 seconds without some sort of narration or them just explaining what's going on.
Dude, oh my god.
Oh, they retell the entire
Rumpelstiltskin is
so
driving and he goes, my chariot hath many horses. And then he sees a sign for Bakersfield and he goes, land of bread. Fuck you, Rumpelstiltskin.
I didn't even pick up on that.
There's so many, it's just dumb shit after dumb shit.
Yeah.
So Max picks up the girl and the baby, and the fucking the rump man, is laughing so obnoxiously. Dude, his laugh is so fucking annoying, and he's just laying on the horn like an asshole the entire time he's driving behind him.
Laying in the horn, yes.
And this is the ultimate war in the shittiest one-liners of all time. It's literally just cutting between Max and Rumpelstiltskin.
I'm an asshole, not a hero.
Saying the shittiest things ever.
Let's play a tag.
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Oh, and Max has a boat on the back of his car. And Rumpelstiltskin hits it with a 60-wheeler. And I think
About
fucking
8 times.
Dude,
It explodes
that
in
boat
flames.
was made of C4.
Now we're smoking.
And then Max goes, he's a good driver. You got to give him that much.
Dude, the one-liners are terrible.
In this chase scene.
And then the TV host decides he's going to take a go-kart as a decoy
Yep.
with a fake baby.
And
And
then
Rumpelstiltskin falls for it despite being able to smell.
Do you remember what?
smell.
Do you remember he yells
Before he gets on the buggy, Rumpelstiltskin is like
right on their ass?
right on their ass. And then he pulls over, takes out the buggy, Rumpelstiltskin's like 5 miles away.
It makes it.
He
And,
goes, Bruce Willis time.
dude.
He goes, hey, rump muffin.
And honest. Wait, that might be my Twitter handle. So the go-kart gets like stalled, and by dumb luck, he makes the 18-wheeler just fall off a cliff, and it explodes. And
Oh my god.
and this is when Rumpelstiltskin says the classic line, "Fucketh me." What the?
I heard that was on American Film Institute's top 100 lines of all time.
If I,
But before he says "fuck with me," the buggy dies. Instead of like getting out and climbing out of it, he's just screaming like 5 minutes as Rumpelstiltskin's driving towards him.
It's like an Austin Powers when they go screaming, the
With the
steamroller's
steamroller's
coming.
so far away. Yeah.
It just fucking doesn't move.
and then he fucking rolls down the hill backwards, and he's butt.
Yeah,
it-
the
before
dude
he
finally
goes-
gets it started, and he puts it in reverse, hits the gas, and goes down the hill.
He goes, hey, Rumpmeister, that'll teach you to mess with the Burgermeister. And he rolls backwards down the hill.
Makes it all the way down, and he's like, and passed out. Like he's all the way at the bottom and just crash
I
or
think he
flip.
passed out. I thought he was supposed to bang his head even though he already landed.
Is that what happened?
Because he throws his head so hard.
He throws his head. His
that
head
what
is like upright, and then you see him like kind of slam it down. And I was
Holy
like, oh, I
shit.
think you're supposed to cut that differently. Yeah, fucking bizarre.
But when he's falling down that hill, he's screaming like such a buffoon. It's such a long scene. But when Rumpelstiltskin drove off, it was like the steepest cliff I've ever seen. But when this guy's going down backwards, it's like a little hill.
And
Way too dangerous.
so this woman has the ideal situation right now, which is
she
she
has a
can
clean
get away.
getaway.
She's a clean getaway, and instead she comes to the scene
Yeah.
with a police officer. What the fuck are you doing? You stabbed this dude in the head. You know,
You can't kill him.
Just fucking leave. What are you doing?
Yeah, and she's down there and she's checking on Max and she's like looking at the truck because she knows.
Yeah, and Rump pops back out all burnt, but
Charred face.
peels the char off his face, and he's 100% fine. Then proceeds to rip off his own head and put it to the cop's throat.
And he bites the cop to death.
I guess we don't really see it though.
And yeah, he lifts a head and there's absolutely no action on it. It's just still.
And Rumpelstiltskin walks like a total asshole.
That's my note. That's my next note right there. Rump walks like such an asshole.
Look at my note.
Oh yeah, it looks like he had to take a shit. Walks like a total asshole.
Same note.
He's like he's a full grown man, but he's like crouching, like where your knees are higher than your butt.
Yeah.
It's like when you take a shit and there's no toilet paper left, so you have to go to the other room. And you don't want to stand up and walk.
Not what it is.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
I'd say it would be like if you were pooping and you were in the woods.
When he got a turtle head poking out?
Wait, what?
Well, I guess.
So
that could
yeah,
be
so you don't have
happening.
toilet paper.
I guess. But not like I don't walk around my house like that when I don't have toilet paper.
What do you do?
Oh no!
Oh, I guess.
Barehand it.
I see what you're saying.
Like if you went in one bathroom and there's no toilet paper, but you already took a shit and you had to go to the other bathroom to get toilet
Do you
paper.
use the seashells?
You don't want to pull your pants back up. You just have to waddle.
Waddle.
Yeah, but no, this is much more exaggerated. This is much deeper.
Yeah.
This is a much
It's a
deeper
deep crouch.
Dude, his butt is like on the ground and his knees are in his armpits and he's like waddling. It makes no sense why anyone would walk
Dude,
like
he was
that.
just in a bad accident.
By the way, that was the perfect way to describe it. I wish I started with that. His butt is on the ground, his knees are in his armpits.
Yeah.
And he's swinging his arms so hard because it's so hard to walk that way.
Meanwhile, Max and the girl are talking about and Max is saying,
Well, they made it to a it to a cabin. That cabin
That,
that,
like,
they
dining-
discussed
yeah.
earlier. And and
and she's talking about him being Rumpelstiltskin.
And
is
Max-
like, I don't know about this Rumpelstiltskin.
Max, why the fuck would you not believe it's Rumpelstiltskin? Like, I guess he doesn't know Rumpelstiltskin, but he doesn't fucking believe anything like some phenomenon's going on.
You just watch him rip his own head
watch
off.
him burn to death, rip his head off, and fucking kill a cop.
Like, I don't know.
And you're like, wow,
That's
why would
pretty
it be
crazy.
Rumpelstiltskin? Like, come on, guy.
Yeah. And Rump's on his way. I smell a baby. Smells a lot like a baby named Johnny. What? Fucking terrible writing.
And then they get arrested for suspicion of cop killing.
Yes.
Because
Yeah,
of
they
the cop
stole
that
the
Rump
cop
killed.
car.
Yes, okay.
They took the cop car after Rump killed him.
Yeah, and then and they arrest him, put him in jail. Rump finds him. They take their baby too, by the way. Rump kills a ton of cops and gets
flag
the
Throws a flag through one guy.
yeah,
Gets stuck to the wall.
and he gets the baby.
And he throws that woman through the window.
Yeah, and they get the keys though from a cop who's dying, and the cop hands him the keys and goes, "Get him."
Because Rumpelstiltskin used magical powers and after getting shot 6 times, takes the cop's revolver. He's like, let me try. And shoots a magical bullet at this guy.
Yes.
All right, now please, can somebody please fucking explain this next
Why there's a
scene to me?
witch?
Why is she slaying in the...
Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm
all right,
so
so
glad.
she-
I was like,
So,
I must have missed something.
So, when Shelly and Max are in the cell at the jail, at the police station, Max is like, please tell me you called somebody with that, like a lawyer. And Shelly's like, no, I called the fucking witch lady from the beginning. So she makes reference that she called her.
Wait. This is the witch from the 1400s?
No, the
No,
witch from the
Joe.
store.
Oh.
The witch from the 1400s. Yeah, the witch from the store. I don't know how she would have that number considering
Why
they
would-
couldn't even fucking find that hole in the wall
and
place.
she
And that
says
lady
it's
won't
not
even
open?
say it's open.
Yeah, she's not answering. her
Yeah,
phone.
she's not answering shit.
But then, so now we're supposed to assume this.
Yeah, they
'Cause
steal a random car.
They steal a random car. They're driving, and they're like, "Man, this engine makes a ton of noise." And then the woman's like, "Oh, wait, that's no engine.
It's just the person snoring in the fucking back
It's
seat,
just-
covered in a blanket.
It's just Matilda."
It's just her,
And they give her a name finally.
the fucking
3/4
witch.
of the way through the
The
movie.
witch. So what happened? She got the phone call, drove to the precinct, and then decided to take a nap.
Drove to. I don't know.
That had to be what happened. Doesn't make sense, but
And she knows so much about Rumpelstiltskin.
so fucking much.
So much.
She's stopping my fire and fucking chaff.
And somehow Rumpelstiltskin is watching a video of them on a rock,
Yeah.
and is like, "I'm gonna kill her," and then she just dies.
He can telepathically choke her while watching her through a rock crystal ball.
rock crystal.
Like, why doesn't he just do that to Shelly and take the fucking baby?
Yeah, and that's when we learn that the baby has to be in the mother's arms by sunrise, which has already happened, but we'll ignore the first time. It's got to be the second night, I guess.
Why do they go to the cemetery?
Because
Uncle,
Rumpelstiltskin.
Uncle Rumple, Uncle Rumple takes the baby to the
Rump muffin.
Rump Muffin takes the baby to the cemetery because I
He
don't know
needs
if
to
it's
put
like
the baby in another mother's arms, I think. So that's
so
why
he
he
uses
puts
a corpse.
that's why he puts it in the corpse, I think.
No, I don't think so. I think it was just stupid. I really do. I think
That's
it was
probably
just
it.
fucking dumb. I think it was kind of supposed to be a joke. Like almost like rubbing it in her face, like, "Oh yeah, look at this," whatever.
I'm just looking at one of my notes, laughing so hard.
Because it's actually supposed to be in Rump's arms, I think.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
There's zombies.
Yep.
For like a split second.
One. Just one.
Rump controls lightning.
Yep, that happens. But don't worry.
Rump laughs for 6 straight minutes.
So much shitty sparkler fireworks were used in the making of this movie. So many sparklers.
A solid tractor scene.
Yeah, Max. Don't worry, Max has
bucket loader.
Don't worry, Max has an idea. Instead of running to the graveyard and finding the baby, he's like, let's run in the complete opposite direction. Real far.
Yep.
Really fucking far.
Hey, I know your baby's gonna have its soul taken very shortly, but we gotta run like
and
16 miles.
His plan is solid, but he's like, yeah, I saw this building when we were driving up, and I just assumed that there was a bulldozer and hay in here. And sure enough,
and I was right.
There's a bulldozer and hay in there.
And a fucking torch.
And a torch to light it on fire.
So light the hay on fire and put it on the tractor.
Yeah.
Yep. Apparently on the way, he also found one hole that he decides to get stuck in.
Dude, do you know what he calls him when he brings the burning chaff?
Hey, Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah. Of course we
Where
all
are you
have that
going?
same note.
Rumpelstiltskin.
Rumpelstiltskin. Oh man. And by the way, Max is driving this payloader full of burning hay so fast towards that baby. That baby's right next to Rumpelstiltskin and he's hauling ass.
Yeah.
You're not stopping that thing.
Luckily, he's surgical with that shit.
He's very surgical. Dude, is this like the longest death scene of all time, too?
Dude.
Because he picks Rumpelstiltskin up in the hay, and there's 5 minutes of him just driving around in the
into a
bulldozer.
telephone pole that's in a fucking graveyard.
Dude, even before they hit the telephone pole, they're just driving around in a flaming bulldozer, and Rumpelstiltskin's just sitting in the burning hay, like, screaming, holding onto the front lip as Max is driving it. And then Max, gets stuck on it, and it's a whole mess.
And then Rump gets burnt, and he comes back, and he's like, "You'll never find your baby, bitch." And then he tells her how to find the baby.
Wait. Can we backtrack for 2 seconds? So Rumpelstiltskin's in the bucket of this loader filled with burning hay, and it slams into the telephone pole and explodes. The biggest explosion I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah, and classic horror blue electricity.
Did that remind you of a movie you watched recently? Maybe Chopping Mall?
Only the blue electricity.
when the guy gets in the fucking golf cart with the M16,
oh,
he goes into the thing and just bursts with the biggest explosion
yeah.
I've ever fucking seen. It was just like it.
So who thinks of that? There must just be some guy there must be one guy pitching ideas at meetings that's just like, I don't know, fucking have them crash into something and they electrocute. We just need to get this movie done. Just shut the fuck up.
So, like I said, he comes back, tells her she'll never find the baby, then immediately tells her how to find the baby. And then, did I miss something, or does she say his name 3 times and he disappears?
Well, she realizes the other way to vanquish him is to say the riddle or rhyme or whatever.
Why even bother?
It's his name.
But everyone knew that already. I don't understand. They're worrying about burning chaff and chaff, straw, and all these other fucking ways of killing him. And I'm like, it's so complicated, just like it is to get him alive. It's like, it's a wish, but your tears and a child. And this is like burning hay and electricity and his name. It's like, what? So yeah, she just says his name 3 times and he turns into Rump Egg
turns
again.
Into a Rump Rock.
Rump Rock. Rump Egg. Yeah, and they find baby John Stewart just as his son is coming up. And Max picks up the Rump Rock. It's like a scene out of a fucking, a joke movie. And just chucks it.
Rumpelstiltskin.
And it cuts 4 times showing the egg flying.
It's like
and it looks like it's traveling 6 miles.
Yeah. It's like Uncle Rico through it.
Yes, Uncle Rico through it. And it lands in an ocean somehow. An ocean by the graveyard. And how irresponsible. That you know
how bad it is, just fucking leave it.
Just leave it in a shallow ocean.
The most shallow ocean, because 3 years later, there's
the
no water
riverbed.
left.
Yeah, 3 idiot kids find the egg. Good news, Mom.
She's pregnant.
We found an egg, and she's pregnant and has a little baby.
That worst
and she
mother.
tells the girl it's okay to bring home.
She's
worst mother ever. Why would you let your kid keep that thing? It's disgusting.
You wouldn't.
It's fucking disgusting.
Unfortunately, there is no Rumpelstiltskin 2. Unless The Big Short. Did you watch The Big Short?
I did not.
Was that Rumpelstiltskin?
I LOL'd.
It's a terrible joke.
I liked it.
So I love this movie as a kid. Any embarrassing movies you guys loved as kids?
Oh man, I'm sure.
Yeah, there has to be a lot. Listen, my final thought on this movie, though, I actually liked it more than the Leprechaun movies. I'm not even fucking around with you. So much more happened.
I guess I liked it
shitty
because yeah, it's shitty because it's insane and it doesn't make a lick of sense.
Nope.
But at least there wasn't 45 minutes of.
There was so much more action and shitty jokes. We didn't laugh at them, but a lot more was happening, which I appreciated.
Yeah.
But I hate Rumpelstiltskin's face so much.
Dude, but when you first see him in that closet, when his face is sticking out.
That means you hate poor Max, what's his name?
Max
Groden chick's face. Yeah. Good. Not good. I'm sorry. Okay movie. Yeah. Pretty bad movie.
Better than I thought it was going to be, for sure.
But,
okay movie.
I'm not going to say I hate it. It's still got a place for me. It didn't ruin it for me. Like I was afraid. Like I was really afraid. It was like, it didn't ruin it for me. I just know what it is now. I just know exactly what it is. And I will not be watching it again, by the way. But like I will still keep the memory fond that I loved it so much as a kid.
I'm trying to think what I liked as a kid that's embarrassing.
Sure we'll find something.
I did have a New Kids on the Block towel.
Doll?
No, towel.
Oh.
Why ass with Marky Mark's brother?
Oh man. Well, Paul, it was a real pleasure to have you on these episodes. I really appreciate it. I think the fans like you. Do you know you've been on exactly every 3 months?
No.
Really?
Yeah. I had checked it today because I was planning out all of our future episodes. I was like, oh man, I feel like we've had Paul on a lot recently. I was like, let me just check though. And I was like, okay, so the first one was like September, then the next one was December, and then
March.
Yeah. And I was like, oh shit, like that's crazy. Like, so
you're saying I get 3 months off watching shitty movies?
3 months off.
If I can help it.
But I don't know. I like having you on. It's fun. Breaks up the time. No one's ever commented on you though.
It's probably a good thing. It's probably like he's an asshole.
That's probably a good thing.
Gia gave praise.
Oh, Gia, yeah. Gia likes you and Buzz Breadsticks way more than me and Joe.
When are you getting Buzz on?
Maybe in 2 weeks.
You know that guy likes some embarrassing stuff.
Yeah, but he doesn't know.
But he doesn't know it. He thinks it's like because he likes it, it's good.
It's legit.
So we'll see how that goes. That could be terrible. He'll just scream at us, or he'll just sit there in silence. He doesn't scream. He'll scream for 3 seconds and then sit there infuriated at you and not talk to you the rest of the night. Oh man, but inside jokes. Always good for a podcast.
Translate well.
Always good.
Oh God.
So guys, thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it. What are we doing next week? Do we have that planned out yet? I forget now off the top of my head.
You sent me the schedule.
Oh boy, let me
Was
pull
it that
up.
wrestle thing?
We have Rumpelstiltskin. Oh, right now we are slated to do The Loved Ones.
Oh yeah.
I honestly am doing this because Joe's failed to watch it in like a year and a half that we've been doing the show. I'm like, he just needs to see this. And I want to watch a good movie. I want to like watch a real good movie and talk about it.
Hey, speaking of good movies, go see 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah, I still haven't done that yet. I gotta do that.
Good shit.
Well, thank you all for listening. Rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. It means a lot to us. It's the best way to help us. If you do that, send me an email, ihatehorrorshow@gmail.com or Sean@ihatehorror.com, whatever works for you. If you don't want to do that, just tell your friends. Because that's all we really need. That's the best. I mean, that really helps the most. The reviews just help us in a different way. Thank you to Harley Poe for allowing us to use Gorehound off the album Pagan Holiday. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/IHateHorror. Twitter, I am at IHateHorrorShow.
I'm at JoeV421.
And I'm on Instagram on IHateHorrorShow also.
I'm at Boognish1985.
That's it, man.
Paul, you want to plug anything?
Rumple.
Okay.
And yeah, Paul's going to the castle tonight to get his butt sewn shut. So the next time you see Paul, I mean, he'll probably be dead because I don't think Castle Freak's realistic. So we'll see. It's our little experiment. Going down to the Guys Like Us labs, chain them up in the basement. All right, guys, that's it for Joe and Paul. This is Sean. Stay weird.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Adios.